Hello, hello. Thanks for checking up and watching this replay. Andy Ryan here. Serena is currently taking care of herself. She's working out. And we just happen to have a really tight schedule today. So I'm going to come to you solo. And yeah, hopefully that's good enough for you, right? I think it is. I mean, this is a treat, right? So today I want to talk to you guys about this belief that nobody really talks about in our industry. And I think it's a belief that we all have had at some point along the way. And I even made a thought reversal video about that. Now, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Brandon Lucero. A couple of years ago, he told me about this concept that he had for a format for a video script, and he called it his thought reversal. And he had gone through some NLP training, and he was starting to use it in his messaging and his writing. And he told me about it. He's like, "Hey, look, I'm going to teach you this way. I'm going to structure this script that helps you to take a belief that somebody has that's preventing them from advancing and helping them to overcome that, because that's something that that we do as thought leaders and course creators and membership creators. Is what we're trying to do with our clients, with our students, with our followers, is we're trying to help them remove those roadblocks that are in their life and in their business, and depending on what product or service you're offering and what niche. And the thing is that we have these beliefs that we think are truths, but they're not actually beliefs, or they're not actually truths, they're actually beliefs. And you can see that as a person from the outside, but somebody who's like living it, they can't see around that. And that's how we help people to do that. So by creating this content, by speaking your truth, and by helping people to see that belief that they have is false, and then helping to bring in what you believe to be true into their life, and reframing that stuff, it really helps them out. So recently, Brandon put together a thought reversal training. He did a beta course. I joined in with it, and one of the homework assignments was to create a thought reversal. So I knew that this was a topic that I would want to be talking on. Obviously, launching your online product, and the belief that I think that we've all had at some point or another is this belief that we're going to have this like gangbuster launch, that we're going to have this launch that just like blows everything out of the water. We watch other people do it. We join these, mastermind groups and peer-led groups, and we buy into programs and coaching and memberships, and you get to meet other people, right? Or maybe you bought because the person that's selling it had some kind of results that you were like, I can do that. Or you've been listening to someone's podcast and you're like, oh, this is, Sarah, and Sarah had this incredible launch using this system that we taught her. And, she went in and she spent no money on Facebook ads, and she had no list to email to. And she just put out a couple Instagram messages and boom, $50,000 in sales. And so then we take on, first of all, when you hear those testimonials, when you see those launch debriefs, and the numbers don't really sound like they're adding up, I'm not saying that it's not true or they're being untrustworthy or not. What I'm saying is that that's just the tip of the iceberg. You don't see all the other work and time and energy and effort and failures that they've put into it, right? So this belief that we have is that we can do that too. We're like, oh yeah, I can do that. I've got some followers on Instagram, or I've got an email list of a few hundred people, or if they can do it, I can do it. I can spend some money on Facebook ads and have a killer launch. And so we create our program, or we create our product, and then we go out there and we go to launch, and we're expecting this to be like amazing. You're thinking, man, if I drop $5,000 into ads, into Facebook ads, I'm gonna at least make $50,000 back. And then we get the results back from that launch, and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. And so this belief that I think that we've all had at some point or another is that we're going to have this like amazing, super successful, huge financial success of a launch the first time that we create a new offer for our audience, for our people. And, you know, is there times where somebody tries their first time and they like stumble into this huge financial success of a launch? Yes, maybe that happens in real life. But the people that I know, the clients that I've worked with, the real life experiences that I've had are the people that have those like breakthrough amazing launches are the ones that have put it out there, launched it, learned from the results, did it, you know, again, change some things up a little bit, learn from what they did the previous time, do it again, do it again, do it again, and they get better and they get better and they get better every time that they're launching. They're getting better results, they're getting, you know, better conversion rates, they're getting better numbers, they're increasing their profit margins, they're having more fun with it, it's less stressful every time that they do it over and over again. So I created that thought reversal that I posted earlier this week, and I'll probably be posting it more and more and turning it into an ad to get out there and to, you know, grow the audience and help push this false belief out of the minds of people who are launching products and services online, is that don't just think that this first time is going to be your end all be all, that I'm going to launch this product and it's going to take me from being broke to being a millionaire, right? It's like we all think, if I could just get that one product or that one launch right. And so I see this too, where we, you know, we come up with an idea and we put out an offer, and so maybe some people take you up on it, maybe they don't, but you're not really happy with the way that things turned out, or you're not happy with the results or the number of people that signed up or the amount of money that you made. Maybe you spent too much money on ads or contractors or setting things up, and you do the launch and then you're like, you know, I really didn't get an ROI. I lost money on this and it wasn't really enjoyable. I'm going to change gears. I'm going to go a different direction. And then you go and you try something else, or you have the same product and you try doing a different type of launch, right? It's like, right now, live launches are the way to go. You got to do like a Facebook Live that on, 3 days, and you got it's like a webinar, but you're delivering content live, and then you do a watch party. So maybe you think, this person I look up over here just did a live launch and they made 6 figures. That's what I got to do. That's my thing. I think I need to do a live launch. And you go and you do a live launch, and then somebody comes up with something new, like just do emails, just send out a bunch of emails every day and you're going to get so many sales. Or then somebody else says, no, Evergreen is the way to go. You got to set up Evergreen webinar, and you got to put people in your funnel, and you got to do this, this, and this. Everybody's trying to sell you their system and their formula and their method, right? And so just because it worked for them and for their audience doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. And it might work, and you might get some traction from it. It might not be the best way of doing it. It might not be the way that you like to deliver content. It might not be the way that your audience receives the content. So I've seen it in a bunch of ways. I've seen it where everybody's all happy, they're all pumped up, they go to launch, they do their thing, and it's not the way that they wanted to go. So they either quit after that, they're like, that's it, I'm done, I quit. Or what they do, which is terrible, because the only real failures is when you quit, is when you give up, right? So there's people that just straight up quit and they never do it again. Then there's people that they're like, I'm going to launch again. I'm going to try to do some different things. And they never do it again because there's some kind of fear holding them back. Maybe they're embarrassed about the results and they don't want to talk about it in their support group or in their mastermind that they're a part of. They don't want to tell their coach what really happened. And they just kind of like fizzle away and disappear, and they never talk about it again. Maybe what they do is then they quit, they don't launch again. The other thing that people do is that they pivot, and they don't pivot like a little bit, they pivot a lot. They're like, well, I was selling a coaching program over here for energy healing, but now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create a course on video editing, because I learned how to video edit when I was making my course for the energy healing. And you're a completely different person. You're going after a completely different avatar. It's not even in the same world of niche. And then you're trying to do an entirely different product, and then you try to do that, and it doesn't. Maybe you do get some sales, and you help some people, but it's not as big as you wanted it to. And then you say, that's not. And you go to the new thing, and then you go to the new thing. Or maybe you keep the same offer, or you keep the same product, and you just try to launch it different types of ways. You're like, I'm going to do a webinar. Well, no, I'm going to do this live launch. Or I'm going to buy this LinkedIn course because I think that LinkedIn is where my people are at. The thing is, guys, is that the consistency is key here. The compound effect. You ever read that book, Compound Effect, where when you consistently do something over and over and over again, the effect that it has on your people, that when people start seeing what's going on, the more that you do it, the more repetition, you get better at it. You learn from it. You learn from mistakes. You get more confident in it because people are giving you good feedback. And then you get more competent in what it is that you're doing. So this confidence and competence scale like goes up together, and that allows you to show up better and be better at it, and allows you to reach out and help the right kinds of people. So that's what I want to encourage you guys with on this video today, is that whatever it is that you're doing, you know, if you're watching this and you don't do online programs and coaching and that kind of stuff, that's okay, because this lesson applies to you as well, that you have to keep doing things over and over and over again in order for people just to see that that's what you're doing. And if you're always changing direction and changing shift, I mean, heck, we've been guilty of this as well, you know, where it's like, oh, they're doing one thing now what are they doing? Now what are they doing? You know, there is a process of elimination of like, well, now I know I don't want to do this, and now I know I don't want to do that. And if there's any way to fast track to find out what it is that you want to do and what you're, you know, really good at helping other people with, it's just showing up as yourself. And that's something that I didn't do for a really long time. I was always doing things that I thought that would make me money, or that what people wanted from me, what people would come to me for help. And it wasn't something that I really enjoyed doing, but I could do it, right? So once I started shifting and trying to align myself with who I am and what I'm doing, so that I'm doing things that brings me joy, and it also has a huge impact on the people I'm working with, that's when things started to really take off and really feel. And I want that for you guys too. And I want you to be able to have the impact on the world and other people that you can have an effect on in a positive way. And I want to be a part of that. So if I can help you, and then you can go and help 5 people, I've now been able to help 5 people indirectly in their lives and make the world a better place. So yeah, I mean, I posted earlier today, there's a guy I follow, his name's Finn McKenty, and he started a YouTube channel 2 years ago. And that's about around the time when I got connected with him. And he was posting YouTube videos, and, you know, there was like a comment here. He would get like, you know, maybe 100 likes or 100 views on it. And now he just posted a screenshot of like his analytics and how many, I think million minutes. I think he's got like 11 million minutes or something crazy like that of his YouTube videos watched. It's only been 2 years. And what happened was he had to create and post like 50 videos before you started seeing that needle move up on the screen. And it just goes to show. So, I mean, I posted that in my stories today. You can check that out, go over and look at his account. But it just goes to show you that it takes time and it takes repetition for things to really take off. So I want to encourage you to not hold on to this belief that you have to really make it on the first try with your launch, that your first launch is going to be like this one that takes you to financial freedom, right? It's going to take a few times. So set your expectations at, hey, I'm here to help people, and set your intentions of, I want to help 100 people, or I want to help 50 people or something like that. But when you get the results back, when everything's said and done, don't beat yourself up over the results. Don't quit. Don't pivot so hard. Don't switch gears completely. Take a look at what went well, what didn't go well, and do it again and make it better. Okay? You know, try it 2, 3, 4 times. They say it takes about 3 years to position yourself as an expert in the marketplace, of showing up daily, of saying, this is what I stand for, this is how I can help you, this is what I do, in order for people to really take notice, and with your sales and your lifestyle to put you into that direction. So I'm just here to encourage you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Drop me a comment if this helped you out at all. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week. See ya.